Morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm going to give people just a few minutes to tune in. We are talking this morning still about holiday first. And this time we are talking about newlyweds, being a newlywed, and this is your first holiday season together. So I'm going to give everyone just a few minutes to hop on. Give me just a few minutes. Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Hope it's not too hectic, and looking forward to the weekend. So I do want to go ahead and get started because I know it's Friday and everybody has a lot of things to do. So I am hopeful that even so, no matter what time you're watching this, so I'm saying good morning, but if you happen to see this later, and it's afternoon, it's evening, whatever greeting meets you when you catch this video. So my name is Melanie Preston. I'm a clinically licensed mental health therapist and also known as the relationship architect. And so what I wanted to do was to just take a little time and talk about some holiday first. And so, if you're just tuning in and you did not catch the one from yesterday we talked about holiday first from the aspect of it being your first season post grieving a loved one who has passed away, or even if it's not the first year, but you're still dealing with that grief. We also talked about grief from the perspective of post divorce and what that looks like as well for those who are currently going through divorce, who are separated, who are freshly divorced, or you're somewhere in that process. So we talked about that last night. So if you missed that video and you think that is something that would be helpful, you should be able to find a link on both my Facebook and Instagram to YouTube, because that is where everything is being housed. And so for this morning, it's a little lighter. It's this topic is a little lighter, right? And so this topic is really about that newlywed transition, that period of time where either you just got married, you are on your way to being married, you're within maybe the first few years of your marriage, and you are now trying to navigate the holiday season with a significant other. And that is not always it's not always easy, right? Because you're bringing two worlds together. So I shared on yesterday, I believe, how one of the things I noticed, the saying, one of the things I wish I would have known. So one of the things I wish I would have known as a newlywed going into the holiday season was, I wish I would have known to have set some goals, to have shared or even talked about expectations for what the holidays looked for our family, what the holidays looked like for my at that point my new husband and myself, and what that meant. So I wanted to kind of share a few things as it relates to being a newlywed and how you can set yourself up a little better for the holiday season and moving forward. So, the first thing is if you are learning to navigate being a newlywed, being a couple this holiday season, set set some boundaries and set some expectations. Uh, Determine what it is you want for the holiday season, right? Because what you don't want to do is leave yourself open to nobody saying anything about the holidays. And before you know it, there will be other people in your life planning your holiday season for you. So make sure that you yourself, that you are setting the goal, that you are setting the expectations, you are setting the boundaries with your partner. I mean, and be realistic about what it is, right? um because what you don't want to happen is you thought one thing, your partner thought something else, and then your family and friends had a completely different thought about where you were supposed to be and when during the holiday season. So definitely set some expectations and set some boundaries. Now, one thing I really want to add about setting these boundaries and expectations is don't be afraid to be honest with your partner. It's very important that you are honest, that you are transparent about your desires when it comes to the holiday season. So be sure that you are upfront and honest, right? If you want to stay home, if you think that you guys have committed to too many things, say that. Establish those expectations, establish those boundaries up front. Okay. It's also really cool to start learning, figuring out what your new traditions are going to be. It is very, very important. And it's a really great opportunity, especially if you are still freshly married, and still learning how to navigate this new life together. It's important that you take the opportunity to figure out what new traditions you want to create with your new boo, with your new spouse, your new husband, your new wife. um because even though you want to keep some of the traditions from your prospective families, it's also important to really start to establish, hey, what are the holidays going to look like for us, right? Because even if you start out going to everybody's family holiday celebration, at some point you are going to wear yourself out. You cannot be at everyone's holiday feast, everyone's Christmas party, everybody's Friendsgiving. That is going to get old very soon. So don't find yourself saying yes to going to the different holiday festivities, and that's not something you really want to do. So the next thing, figure out how to balance the time between families. That is balancing time between your in-laws and your family can become very sticky, because what can sometimes happen is one family believes that you're spending more time with their family than you are with us. And so go ahead and establish upfront how you're going to balance time between families. Start talking about, if you're going to spend maybe Thanksgiving, you're going to spend with one side of the family, and then maybe you're going to spend Christmas with the other side of your family. But go ahead and start having those conversations. As I said last night when we were talking about post divorce, and from that perspective, we're already at Thanksgiving. So if you've not kind of gone ahead and created what that balance is going to be, take time and do that for the upcoming holidays. Okay. So this could, like I said, this could include alternating between holidays, or maybe doing a combined celebration where you invite both sides of your family and you celebrate together. Or but it also means not overextending yourselves. Okay. So you do not want to overextend yourself when it comes to finding balance between families. Now, if you are in a situation in which you and your partner are from the same area, that can be tough to navigate as well. If especially if you don't. Good morning, D. Good morning. Especially if you are either in the same city or from maybe the same area that your partner is from, or even if you're from two different areas, it can become difficult trying to see everybody when you go home. Okay. Been there, done that, have the t-shirt to prove it. It is taxing, it is stressful, and it does not make for a great time bouncing from here, there, and everywhere, trying to see all of your family and friends during the holidays, especially if you have to, if you're visiting right from out of town. Yes, very hard, very difficult. And the reality is, you really have to prioritize where you're going, who you're going to see when it's the holiday season, especially if you are traveling in to see family and friends during the holiday season. And you have a spouse right now that you are also trying to navigate this world with. So the other part of that is, you don't want your significant other to feel overwhelmed with trying to see everyone, right? Figure out who is at the top of your list of priorities, especially if you are traveling to visit family and friends during the holidays. Okay. Now, next thing, fam, let's talk about budgeting. Let's talk about budgeting for the holidays as a new couple. It can be, again, difficult. Number one, to just manage your finances in general, when you are coming together as a couple and you're still trying to figure out, how do we budget? How do we talk about money? Is our money together? Is our money separate? What are we doing? Right. So as you are coming into the holiday season, it's really no different, and it can be even more demanding because you're trying to figure out, okay, now I don't just have one family that I'm buying gifts for, but now I have in laws. And if you are anything like me, your in laws is a huge, huge family. And that can be a lot of receipts. That's a lot of gifts, if you are not careful. So discuss ways upfront to manage those expenses. Set a budget for your gifts. Set a budget for set a budget for those festivities. Let's see, I think there we go. All right, so set a budget for those festivities. And then, even if you and your significant other, your new husband or wife, you may not agree on what you want to spend money on or what you want to budget for the holidays, but you should have a conversation. Don't not have a conversation, or Don't go out here swiping your card and you have not talked to your wife or your husband, whoever your partner is. Okay? So manage that financial stress. And last thing, um embrace change, right? Getting married, being newlyweds, and honestly, anything within the first 5 years, you a newbie. You're still a newbie, right? And so you are yet figuring it out. And with that comes understanding what you want, because you may start out saying yes to some things that you figure out like, yo, I don't want to spend the holidays doing this. Okay, so be open to change, be open to flexibility when it comes to um, navigating the holidays. And it's also important to have conversations with your family so that your family has a good understanding of the changes that are taking place, right? Because what you don't want is family members being the ones to give you the guilt trip of, well, why are you not with us for the holidays? So you're going to their side of the family for this holiday, right? Go ahead and have these conversations up front with your family, because you don't need any other extra pressure, and you definitely don't need pressure coming from your own family and friends. Please ask them to give you time to learn to navigate what this new status, this new relationship status, what it really means. Okay. So like I said, here are the 5 things we're going to do if we are newlyweds. And again, newlywed, you're a newbie. If you're 5 years or less, you're still figuring this thing out. So first of all, you're going to set expectations and set boundaries. Second, it's okay to create your own new traditions. Third, figure out how you're going to balance time between your family. Number 4, have conversations about a budget for the holidays. And last, you're going to embrace change. And you're also going to have conversations with your family and friends so that they give you grace and they give you some flexibility, and they're not the ones causing the guilt trip when it comes to navigating the holiday season as a newlywed. So, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you can put them in the DMs. If you're watching this later on YouTube, leave it in the comment section, and I will be glad to come back and answer those. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.